What's up, Power Ones? Today we have another pick a card reading. It is what needs to be released from you. So that's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to go through the different categories of your life and see what needs to be released. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If this does not resonate with your spirit, with your soul, click off of my video. Thank you so much in advance. Today, the comment I want y'all to leave is, what's something you've been wanting to let go of? So I want to know that in the comments down below. So Power Ones, first off, what do you need to let go of when it comes to your overall energy in your life? I see a person that has a lack mindset. You probably grew up less fortunate, or you probably weren't able to always afford the things that you like, or maybe you always felt like an outcast, someone who got left out, left behind. Maybe some of you, and I'm not trying to be funny, maybe some of you were on the verge of getting left back some point in your life, like in some type of grade school, or maybe you did get left back. And I don't think it's because of your intellect. It's more than likely because of something else that was going on. Maybe you lost a lot of days of school or something like that. Get out of the mindset too of thinking that your job is going to fire you over any little mistake that you make. Be present and understand and know who you are and what you bring to the table. So that's the overall energy. So let's dig into the other areas of your life. Let's see what you need to release within yourself. So the Four of Pentacles, okay, to me, this is saying that you need to release the idea of you always needing to like hold off on things. Let me see if I can get this straight. Sorry, y'all. But you need to release the idea that things always have to be perfect in order for you to move forward, in order for you to be your best self. I see a person who clenches their pearls, their purse really tightly. Maybe you aren't splurging on the things that you know will bring you happiness and fulfillment. You're probably feeling like you don't have enough, even though you have more than enough, because these two cards right next to each other, it's a regression. It's not really a progression. If it was the 4, then the 5, that would be a little different. But even though this is a regression, I do see that it's a little bit of a good thing that this is what you need to release within yourself, because that just means that you're holding on too tightly to something. So I do get a vibe that within yourself, you hold on tightly to like maybe your personality, maybe the things that you want other people to see about you. You probably feel like you have to hold off or hold back or be on guard around people because of something that you may have went through, or just an outlook, something that someone said to you as a kid, and you still hold that to present day with how you maneuver, how you socialize, how you interact with people. So that is what you need to release within you personally. Well, did I say something? So I think that what you need to release is feeling like you don't have enough energy, enough resources, enough time. Like you can always make time. You can always get more resources. You can always replenish your energy so you have more energy for the next thing, next day, next event, next job, next relationship, whatever it is in your life. So that's what you need to release personally. And let's recap what you need to release overall. I think it's a poverty mindset, a lack mindset, the mindset of feeling like you're being left out, you're not being included, the mindset of something that may have happened in your past still repeating itself or the possibility of it repeating itself. Don't hold on to that. Remember it, but forgive that version of yourself and the people involved that may have made you feel like you can't get past that moment in your life. You can move past it, Power Ones. So the third question I have is, in love, what do you need to let go of? When I see the 8 of Wands, when it comes to like what you need to let go of, I get like a lot of fast-paced movement. Also, you know what I'm getting, and I'm happy this is becoming a trend, kind of, sort of. Like, do not text the people that you're dating so much. More so leave conversation to when you're in person with them. If you're already in a relationship, maybe it would be better if you pick up the phone to contact your loved one instead of texting them or emailing them, because sometimes translation, communication could get lost in the middle of us trying to communicate via words, via text. Sometimes things could be misinterpreted. Also, maybe you just jump into conclusions in love. Maybe that's something that needs to be changed and rearranged and let go of in your life, in your love life. So yeah, the 8 of Wands, when it comes to what you need to let go of in your love life, I think just, and also too, if y'all are dating and stuff like that, I think the 8 of Wands means move on faster. Once you see someone's not for you, move on faster. The moment someone violates your boundaries, you realize that they aren't really there for you. They aren't adding to your life. Move on quicker. Be more direct, maybe with what you expect, what you want, and communicate the things that you need from a person. So that's what we have for in your love life, what you need to let go of. Now we're doing your relationships. So this could be anything from families, coworkers, partners, and a relationship with yourself. The Knight of Swords as what you need to let go of in your relationships. I get it as you need to, I don't know why I'm getting somebody that speaks condescending, like you speak down, or maybe you allow people to speak down on you. If that's something that's been going on, we have to let go of that, power ones, because with the Knight of Swords, it's about like swift action, quick conversation, someone coming in quickly with a message. So maybe you find yourself at times, or if you look back, maybe you only reach out, talk to, text, call, email, whatever people when you actually need something from them. So that's something that needs to be let go of. If it's the other way around, you see people that's constantly just hitting you up once they need something from you. That's something that needs to be rectified. That's something that needs to be released. I think that it will need to be released because it's not actually adding to the progression of your life. Like it's something that is fleeing and it's not anything that's on solid ground. So if there's sometimey people in your life, I would say to let them go. If you've been being sometimey with people that you love and care about, it's time to switch up that energy within your relationships. So in career, what is something that you need to let go of? We have the Magician. When I saw this, well, we're gonna move these up a little bit, and then I'm gonna zoom out. But when I saw this card as I was looking, because I pre-picked them so I can like set my intentions and just really meditate on your energy, I seen the Magician as the card that says you try to do everything. You try to be all that you can be within your career, within your finances, within your money. Also, like maybe putting too many, like spreading yourself too thin with your finances, with your career, stuff like that. That's something that needs to be let go of in one aspect. Like that's one storyline I'm getting. But on the other hand, the Magician being there in your career, your finances, your money area of your life, of what you need to let go of. I get that you believing that I don't want to sound like too harsh or nothing, but like believing that manifestation is all that you need to make things come to light. But on a lighter side, I get you need to stop believing that anything outside of yourself is what's going to make your career, your money, your finances better. You literally have everything within you that you need in order to progress, in order to set your life on a path that you want it to be on. So make sure that you're tapping in with yourself and you seeing how you're actually showing up in the different areas of your life with finances, whether it's your career, your business, just your money management, your financial literacy, anything like that. Just pay attention to how you're showing up, pay attention to what you're leaving on the table, and not actually working yourself through, working your way through, maybe giving up too soon sometimes as well. But I get a strong vibe of the first two storylines I said, well, the first three, but one aspect of you that tries to do everything and you don't need to, but then that other aspect of you that feels like things outside of you have a bigger impact on what's going on with you, your finances, your career. So I wanted to see what's the best advice for you all, my power ones. We have this beautiful oracle deck. Oh, shoot. We have this beautiful oracle deck that I'm using, Threads of Fate Oracle. So I'll be reading out of the book what advice you have. I love how they break these cards down in this deck because it's so straight to the point. So we have for you power. Power is your advice. So we're going to dig into what exactly is this telling us in regards to what you need to let go of. So let me go through this book of, what's the word? Hope everything is in letter order because Lord, Power 52. Yeah, this gives me like Ace of Wands vibes when I see it. I just wanted to find a page before I started babbling. But this definitely gives me Ace of Wands vibes. This gives me like, if you're a smoker, like this is something about how you meditate and take your deep breaths and just breathe and think before you actually act. So let's see. It says power. You are more powerful than you could imagine. Wow, that goes directly with the Magician card. This card serves as a reminder that within you lies an infinite well of power that you can source whenever you choose. Throughout our lives, we may have given our power to others or had it stripped away, but we always have the ability to call it back. So for the exercise, we have sit or lay quietly for a moment, focus on your breath, begin to bring awareness to your solar plexus, upper abdomen. This is your center power. Sorry. This is your power center. Imagine you are sitting inside it. How does it feel? Do you feel lots of energy here, or does it feel stagnant? Imagine there is a glowing seed in the pit of your stomach. It is your power. Now imagine holding it, watching it grow. Feel what messages it has for you. What does it need from you? Continue to nurture your power. Okay, so that's what we have for the actual advice for you based off of what you need to release. I also asked if your subconscious mind could say something to you, what would it be? And we have here proposal, commitment, offer, acting out, taken to the next level. So overall, as a thing that you need to release, well, overall for this energy, for this message of what you need to release, I believe that this is saying once you release certain habits, ideologies, and ways in your life, this will bring true love to you, or you and your partner who are boyfriend, girlfriend, or girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the combination may be, not to be rude, but just whatever the combination may be. I feel like once you start releasing these inner blockages, then this will bring marriage your way if that's something that you're interested in. I also believe that you releasing certain things, you have to commit to those certain goals that you have for yourself, or just commit to releasing these things. And it doesn't mean things have to be stripped away from your life forever, but maybe modifications. So that's what I have for you, Pile Ones. I hope that this was enjoyable. Make sure you comment down below with something you've been wanting to let go of. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel, like this video. Bye-bye. Pile Twos, my Pile Two honeys, what's goody? So we have another pick a card here today. It is what needs to be released. So we're going to go through all the different avenues of your life and let's see what really needs to be released. So overall, the first card we have out for what needs to be released is, I'm gonna start doing this actually. The first card we have is the Three of Wands. So for me, once I saw this, I was like, okay, I think my Pile Twos need to release the idea that they have to wait for things to come into their life. They have to wait for results to show up in the physical. I love bringing up the law of assumption. Damn it, I'm gonna look up this girl's channel because I don't. Oh, Nikki Connected, I think her name is. That channel is amazing for law of assumption, and there's another channel as well. But when it comes to law of assumption, they always say, do not wait around for you to physically see the results of the things that you want. Pretend or act as if it's already here. So there's something to that I don't want to say enabling. What? There's something to that aspect that has a lot to do with you and your outlook and what needs to be released. I think what's being said here is that once you put the work in, just believe that whatever it is that you're desiring desires you and will be coming into your life, will be attracting itself into your life. So I see that this is saying for you to release the idea that you need to see things physically in the now, like be able to touch it, in order to feel like it's coming. Just know that it's already coming. Have the awareness and have the insight that no matter what it is going on in your life right now, the good things are still coming into your life. The good results, the good whatever. So that's one aspect. The next aspect we have is what's personally within you, what needs to be released. The Judgment card. Something's telling me read exactly what's on this card for y'all. So we have reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness. Time to head in a new direction. Clarity on your life purpose. In your heart, you know what to do. Okay, so I think what needs to be released is you have to realize within yourself, you're going to get those bells and alarms that go off when things aren't quite what they need to be, when things aren't right for you, when you need to change up, switch up something, when it's time to give something a second chance, or figure out the things that actually deserve to have your attention and deserve to be in your life, and literally pluck away what doesn't. So this, when it says time to head in a new direction, I get that as saying, you need to release whatever is slowing you up in your life, whatever is making you feel like you're stuck, you're stagnant, things aren't going how you need them to go. It's like, let's get rid of that. Let's change up our mindset. Let's know that whatever we bring into this life is exactly what we're gonna get. The third part of this reading, I say, what do you need to release within love? We have the King of Cups. So if you actually are actively dating a person who comes up as the King of Cups in any other readings, Maybe this person's a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. I don't really like to refer it as that because it's not, it could just be the energy. People could be an earth sign and give off water sign energy. This person can have this as a rising sign or something like that, but that's neither here nor there. The type of person that this is, they are emotionally mature. They do know how to kind of hold back without exposing too much of how they feel, but you get a more so like a warm vibration if they like or they enjoy something that's going on that you're doing, that they're doing. And if it isn't that warm of a feeling, if it's giving more cold, then you have an understanding that that's something they don't like. So there's somebody that you're either with in your love life, dating or around or interested in your love life, and it's like this person, how they are, it's not working for you and what you need out the situation. But on the flip side, this is also saying this could be you coming up in your own reading. Doesn't matter if you're a water sign or not. If you're the type of person who likes to hold back a lot of like your affection, your attention, and it actually verbally expressing yourself to those who you love, to your partners, to your lovers, then it's time to flip the switch on that. It's time to release that aspect. From being like that all the time, at least, it is always a good idea to, hold your cards close to your chest until you're able to reveal them. But I do get a strong vibe that there's an aspect of emotionlessness that needs to be released in your love life. So at the bottom of this card, it says trustworthy, honorable, devoted, someone you can completely trust, a situation that is safe, a solid romantic relationship, hidden but well-intentioned emotions, a charitable benefactor, seeing a counselor. So when I see that, this could also be telling you it's time to release all the things that are pent up in your life, in your spirit, that you can release, whether through an exercising class, going to therapy, maybe doing some type of release session of some sort, whatever works for you. But I get that that's strongly coming up for what's going on in your love life so that you can move forward, right? Then we have what needs to be released in your relationship. So it's the moon card. I think a lot of, I don't want to say frantic emotions, but erratic emotions could be something that comes up a lot in your relationship area of your life. Like maybe people get overly emotional about the things that you do. Maybe they believe that you're doing certain things on purpose to withhold from them, to be shady or jaded towards them or something like that. But it's not that. Maybe you have to release this overly mysterious aspect of yourself where people don't really know what to think or what to do about you. So there's something of you revealing more of your inner going, like your inner workings, the way your mind works. Maybe release more of your emotions when you feel like you miss somebody. Maybe let them know, Paltus. So on the bottom of this card, it says, listen to your intuition and pay attention to signs from the divine. Unnecessary worry. Let go of your fears. Revelations that will make everything clear. I didn't even need to say that. The card said what needed to be said. Let go of your fears, Paltu. Now in careers, money, finances, what needs to be let go of for you? We have the Fool card, aka the Dreamer, in this deck. It says a new start, trust yourself, push your fears aside, and take a leap of faith. What needs to be released when it comes to your finances, your money, is the fear of starting over. It's definitely giving like you could start over and be so much more successful. Let me chime in right quick. And I know y'all probably be skipping over when I talk about myself, whatever. For me personally, y'all, like I just kind of like I got into a career that the hours and things like that work very well for me, but other aspects of the job doesn't work well for me. And I was getting into this like funk and a little bit of a rut where I was thinking I needed to stay where I am because this is a career and this is, you got to think long term. But really, if it's not working now, it's not going to work for me 5 years later. So there's a certain like part of my story, what I just said, that maybe resonates with y'all. In the comments down below, let me know what's something you've been wanting to let go of. So anyway, when it comes to your career finances and money aspect, you may be holding on to something that doesn't need to be held on to. You could be fearing a new fresh start, but this new fresh start is going to benefit you greatly. Whenever I see the Fool card for a decision, it's like, take the leap, girl. Go do that. Just try it. Just try it out. Maybe if you could do a trial run or interview or talk with people that are doing something that you want to do, maybe once you find out the inner workings of what you want to do or where you want to park your money, invest your money, something like that, maybe it's just time and telling you to take the leap to get things flowing and going. Next, we have for your best advice, we have this beautiful deck that I'm using for your advice. And it is the Reds of Fate Oracle. It's the Rose edition. But the card that I have for your advice is the Magi. So let's look it up in the book so we can get the exact definition. It's a lot written down. I'm not reading all of that. I'm just going to read the first little paragraph so you get an idea of what this card means. If I had to guess, I would say that this is telling you to release any manipulation to time, to energy that you've been doing. And that could be you just telling yourself you don't have enough time, you're getting too old, something like that. That's the vibe I'm getting. But let's see. So it says the Magi. The Magi indicates a period where you need to look deeper. It asks you to examine what you think you know and then keep going. Throughout our lives, we build an infrastructure of beliefs that allow us to navigate life. But so often, this system is built on top of a shaky foundation or out of weak materials. In other words, it is time to question that which you have never noticed. What beliefs inform your decisions, passions, and ambitions? That's fire. That's fire, pal, too. So that's something to think about. Rewind the video if you need to hear that again, need to figure it out. So lastly, I have, what would your subconscious mind say to you if it could talk to you in exact words? So we have union. It says reconciliation, coming back, making it work, second chance. So this is the second card about a second chance with the judgment being here. Maybe overall something that you came to this reading for is to see if you need to let go of a relationship. And I'm not telling you what to do because this can all be false for you. But based off of you meditating and seeing if this energy suits you, maybe it's time for you to give somebody a second chance. Maybe they did grow, or maybe it's time for you to realize that this person you gave a second chance to is holding you back from this reunion. But I do see reconciliation with the judgment and this exact card being right here telling you that it's time to take a chance and allowing somebody to have a second chance with you in your life. And this will have a greater impact on you than just your love life. I think that's why it's coming up in that way. Second storyline I get for what your subconscious mind is trying to say is like, come back to the person that you are, the core of you. Reprogram your mind to the things that you actually want. So like get more centered and make the things that's happening in your life and the things available to you right now, make it work. Be grateful for what you have so that you can be blessed with more. But that's what I have for you, pal, twos. Make sure you let me know what's something you've been wanting to let go of in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, like this video. I appreciate y'all. Bye-bye. What's up, pal threes? We have another pick a card for you, baby. We talking about what needs to be released. First out, I have what overall needs to be released in your life. Let's put it in the middle first. Let's put it on a table. Let's put it on the flow. Okay, so for what needs to be released, when I see the Six of Swords, I feel like the guilt, the baggage, the disappointments that you've had in your life, it's time to release those. It's time to have a different perspective. It's time for you to forge ahead and move forward. On the bottom of this card, it says the end of challenging times. Things are looking up. Welcome relief. Finding your way to a peaceful place. The end of depression or an illness. Time, well, not time, but travel or relocation. So maybe you could be moving away from a certain area of your life. Some of y'all probably are already moving or planning to move in this pile. And this is a nudge or like a confirmation that yes, where you're moving from and where you're moving to is the right step. You're doing the right thing for yourself. You're releasing already. Excuse me, I'm sounding crazy. You're releasing already. You're already pushing things where they need to go. So it's just time to release like that emotional attachment, the mental attachment to this. This is more so of like a mental thoughts. Well, mental thoughts doesn't really make sense, but mental patterns that you have around a certain situation or situations in your life. So that's what the first thing that I got for you in a sense of like what needs to be released. Second thing we're talking about is what needs to be released within you or personally. When I see the Queen of Pentacles in a sense of what you need to release, I get a strong vibe of you releasing not taking the greatest care of yourself, or you realizing or you releasing taking care of others before you take care of yourself. You releasing the constant like fixation on things have to be a perfect certain way and a perfect certain pattern, and you have to do things perfectly in order for you to be able to accept or have a rest day, for you to accept good things from other people. Everything that comes into your life isn't going to have to be hard work. Some things are just things that are attracted to you. Certain people just want you to have things. Certain people want to see you win. So they might come into your life and give you something out of nowhere. Be more receptive, be more open to these things. So definite release the idea that you have to struggle to persevere. You have to struggle to get ahead, to progress, to get good things out of life. So that's something that's major going on here with how I see things. On the bottom of this card, it says generous, practical, gracious, materialistic. The ability to make anything more beautiful. A love of family and home. Be practical about how you proceed. A love of art and beauty, a sensible approach. So maybe you've been a little unsensible at times, or maybe you're overly sensible and you have to justify every single purchase that you make, every single little thing you do for yourself versus just enjoying life and letting things flow. Sometimes, like, everything doesn't have to be well thought out and planned, and you don't have to sacrifice your good needs and well-being for others. I also get a vibe of. So next we have in love. What is something that you need to release? We have the Ace of Cups. So I get maybe a vibe of being overly emotional or being emotionally available too soon for people, or always willing to express your emotions regardless of what other people are doing, pouring a lot of love into other people. But maybe it's saying for you now to realize that you have to only pour into other people's cups when you have an overflow, my pal threes. This is telling you that you have to release the idea that you can just continue pouring into other people's cups, and when they get a big jug of whatever confidence, abundance, whatever in their life, that they're going to automatically come and fill your cup back up when they just very well may not, right? So I get a vibe with this card telling you to release in your love life the idea or the mindset that you always have to offer people something. You always have to, like, pour into them more than they pour into you because they're at a bad spot in their life, something like that. If that doesn't resonate with y'all, I get it. Maybe flick off the video or go to a different pile. I'm not too sure, but I'm getting a vibe of somebody that maybe overgives and is overly generous. With these two cards being next to each other, I didn't really get the vibe to, like, collide the cards as I was doing the other piles, like, to give y'all a full spectrum or full view of what these cards are saying. But on the bottom of this Ace of Cups, it says a beautiful new emotional experience, a romantic relationship or deep friendship, an awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual insights, a love letter, a new home. So for what you need to let go of in your love life is just maybe an old thought pattern about what new love is, what new love will bring you, how people will treat you, how it is to be out there dating for the first time after divorce, after a relationship that didn't work out for you, after maybe you healed yourself from something, after depression, after you got on meds or started therapy. Something of that sort is what you need to release. I'm getting, like, a certain thought pattern that comes from this group. So in relationships, I have what do you need to release as the Hermit. So this could say that you need to release always ghosting people, always disappearing when things don't go your way or when life gets too hard. You also may need to release the idea that you always have to be around people, that solitude is loneliness, when really solitude is beautiful. Solitude is a time of progression and making things what you want them to be in your life based off your very own energy and the information that you've encountered or obtained. So when it comes to relationships, on the bottom of this card, it says time spent in peaceful meditation and meaningful solitude. Shine your light as an example to others. Seek out or become a spiritual mentor, self-discovery. So in a sense of what needs to be released, is maybe the idea that you have to, like, the healing work or the healing that you're doing on yourself, if you are doing this at this time, the idea that you can still do this in environments that kind of got you to where you're a little off balance, where you're not the most progressive, where you're not able to be your best you because you have to serve others so heavily. I'm getting this being a vibe too, where maybe some of y'all have been thinking about changing or transferring careers, and there's something of you feeling like you have to overgive in your workspace, but a new career you've been thinking about is going to be one where you realize, I didn't have to do all that I was doing. This is so much better. I feel so much more at peace. Something of that sort. But I think y'all meditating on whatever it is that you're looking to let go of, pile threes, will help you greatly and benefit you. The thing that I need y'all to do for me, pile threes, let me know in the comments, what exactly have you been thinking about letting go of lately? Like, what has that been? I need y'all to tell me. Last, we have in career, what do you need to let go of? I got the Page of Wands. So for me, this could be saying that y'all need to let go of starting projects that you don't finish. You need to let go of feeling like all your hobbies need to be a career or a source of income when it could just be fun. You also need to release the idea that work has to be hard and serious and you can't enjoy the job. But I also get a vibe that this pile needs to let people know that you're not to be played with and that you're an authority in whatever field you're in, that you're someone that needs to be taken seriously. You're someone to not play with. You're someone that you don't cross boundaries with because you're such an asset that they need to recognize you as such. I'm getting someone that's coming into realization that they're a pillar in their community, in their work environment with like financial literacy, different things like that. There's something of that sort that needs to be let go of so that you can come into this new version of yourself. So not lastly, but I also have a card I wanted to pull for the best advice for you to take at this time, my pile threes. And I got nature, and it's from this beautiful deck called the Thread of Fate Oracle. So we're pulling a card of advice from here. This is the card that y'all got. Y'all got nature. I hope this is showing up good. Okay, good. Nature, right? So we're going to look into that from the book. When I see nature, I get a vibe of like following your natural desires, who you are, when everything is pulled away from you. If you had nothing, who would you be? That type of energy. So let's see what it says in here. It says, nature has a profound effect on our well-being. It increases creativity, relieves depression and anxiety, improves memory and focus, and rewires our stress response hormones. Studies have shown that even looking at photographs of nature can be of benefit. If you live in a place where you can easily access nature, spend time this week to get out there. If you do not, think of some creative ways you can interact with nature from where you are, whether that is sourcing local vegetables, plant medicine, or even spending time in a park. You can also create an altar using natural material, sticks, leaves, grass, flowers, dirt, rock, sand, or however you feel called. So that's the best advice that nature has to offer y'all right now. I see simply get out there, relax your mind more with the things that nature brings to you and what is going on in your life. Like nature will definitely help you at this time. So I said, if your subconscious mind could speak to you directly, what would it say? This is the card that we got. It says jealousy, rumors, pettiness, being envious, talking behind back. So I think what needs to be like what your subconscious mind is telling you is that it's no need for you to actually be jealous or holding on to grudges with people who may have did you wrong or you feel like have done you wrong. It's probably best that you relieve yourself by releasing that baggage, that anger, that annoyance that you have towards people. Don't compare yourself to other people who are in a different place in their life. You don't know what they did to get what they got. And even if you do, who's to say that that's the path for you, you know? So I'm getting a vibe like that. Maybe you could get like maybe you feel worn out or teared down when people start hating on you and saying negative things about you, but this is telling you to not let that get you down, to not let those past moments of when people displayed jealousy towards you get you down and make you feel like you have to play small and not be who you are, not show up how you really want to show up, different things like that. And don't let people talking behind your back hold you up, and don't use talking behind other people's back to build yourself up or make yourself feel good about anything. And be very detail oriented. Since it says pettiness, that is like a form of being detail oriented, because that's like people like to say, you know, being petty is when really sometimes you're just setting boundaries. So I'm getting a strong vibe of be more detail oriented, my pile three. So make sure you're letting me know what's something you've been wanting to let go of. That's what I have for y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel, like this video. Bye bye.